Holy shit! A real fucking icebox.
By our powers combined, we give you the Galactic Family Podcast.
Hello, my name is Nick Pope, formerly from the British UFO Desk, and you're listening to the Galactic Family Podcast.
Hey, how's everyone doing in the Galactic Family Podcast world today? We are just going over the recent UFO news that I've been hearing about. George, have you heard anything about it? Like President Trump?
Yeah, I've heard that Trump is going to be the disclosure president. I've also heard that his health isn't too good, so like I'm kind of conflicted because does he cling on or does he, but we all want the president to come out and make a full announcement, which can then be pulled apart. Special shout out to Skywatch Signal in the chat and anyone else out there. Hello. Yeah, I don't know what who said what, why, and when. Who said that he's saying this? Has he said that he's saying this? Has somebody close to him said that he's saying this? Where is the source?
I believe it was a British news tabloid reporter or something said that
Daily Mail.
What's that?
Well, I mean, like within the UFO community, the Daily Mail.
Close to him.
Yeah, Daily Mail gets quoted quite a bit, and it's
Ivanka Trump. Oh, that would be a heck of a. I hope Ivanka Trump will come out.
Okay.
Somebody saying Ivanka Trump.
Hey, I don't know. Yeah, it's a distinct possibility, but I'm always reminded of that Dr. Carol Rosin witness testimony. Dr. Carol Rosin witness testimony. Definitely check it out. She worked at Fairchild Industries as a missile defense contractor.
Yeah,
and worked with Werner von Braun, and he said, when they get desperate, the last card is the UFO card, but there's always another card. So we've had the asteroid that might impact us. Iran is obviously on the table at the moment, and then it's like amongst all of this is like a UFO threat. So the threat narrative, just be warned, UFOs could be dangerous. They may not be, but generally speaking, they don't seem to be doing a great deal of damage if they are, and they probably could do if they wanted to. So,
well, I mean, it's like that. They're not on purposely trying to do it. It's an effect that the craft has if you yourself would get too close to it.
Yeah, no, I think
adverse effect by means of just coming too close.
What I mean is the kind of pilots in aircraft, aviators in a wing formation as a small tight group, and then a UFO zipping down the middle.
Yeah.
And then saying that's dangerous, which it is.
Yeah, that's very dangerous.
But that's so it's almost kind of like using the danger of collision midair as a means to get disclosure out. Okay, fair enough, but it's quite easy to. I don't know. There's so many different camps in the UFO field. The peace, love, and light camp. The kind of they're going to destroy us camp, and everything in between. So it's difficult. So but yeah, okay. So Trump's coming out potentially with some. Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Strange journalist filmmaker.
And I finally found the clip here. I'm about to put it on the screen here. Hopefully, it comes out okay here.
Hey, D.
All right, so it's not that big, but I can probably make it bigger here. Hold on. What is it? Alt plus, Control plus. Nope, that's the wrong one. Got to get into the right one first. There we go. Ha ha ha. All right.
Oh, you played. Yeah.
So this one right here, dude. So this is the guy who came out and said that Trump would probably be disclosure.
But he can't tell his source. No audio on my side, dude.
Can you guys hear it in the background? D, can you hear it back there? Can't hear the video. All right, hold on. Let me download it real quick. Download. No, maybe later. Hold on. 1 second, because I got this video.
The video is muted at the moment. If you mouse over the moving.
1 second, because I'm going to. I'm just going to download the video. You just got to give me a second. But continue, George. Go ahead.
Yeah, the journalist and broadcaster filmmaker Mark Christopher Lee, in side chat, Skywatch Signal says that he's spoken directly to Mark, and apparently his source is coming forwards. So hopefully that'll happen imminently, shortly, soon.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, like whispers in the Oval Office, whispers of this, whispers of that, and then it kind of somehow gets to Britain.
Yeah.
Not that we've got people encamped everywhere around you.
So before we show this video, I'll get it downloaded here and show it on the screen. I want to also put up there that we're also 2 months away from another date that's been coming up, George.
I'm already otherwise engaged, Jason, but yeah.
Explained to me that in April of 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Chris Bledsoe and the actual date for when the alignment happens. So let's hear about that real quick while I'm downloading this.
It explained to me that in April of 26, there would be an alignment where this star, which is a blue star, of Regulus appears on the horizon in front of the Sphinx, and it would be red.
And you know what? This is right.
That's what she said.
I've actually spoken to astronomers. This is the phenomenal thing about this.
Yeah, and she said it'll be red. And when that happens, it would mark a shift into a new knowledge, not an apocalypse. That's what she told me. It doesn't mean Jesus is coming back. There's a new knowledge that's coming. What is that? Is it under the pyramids they've discovered something? Is it the Hall of Records? Is it disclosure?
Interesting. Yeah, it's a side chat from Sucre en français. Je parle un petit français. He says, I thought he rescheduled that date. So has Chris Bledsoe, since he gave that interview, has he rolled back and said it's not this year, it's next year, or soon is the thing, isn't it? Soon. But isn't Regulus is the brightest star in the constellation of Leo the Lion, as far as I'm aware?
Yes.
I think that's correct. Yeah, like there's when the world's on teetering. Yes, I used the word teetering. When the world is teetering on the brink of another disaster, we're all built up for it. We're all waiting for something to happen so we can watch it in 4K HDR.
Yeah. And
I think at times that are tense, there are people who come forward saying, I spoke to the man. The man told me that it's going to be this date, and then like, here's my book for £3.50. You know, and not to destroy Chris Bledsoe in any way, but it's certainly putting your name to a date is always a bad move, especially if you're alive when that date takes. Like, feel free to come up with a date 500 years in the future. That's fine. You can do that. In 500 years, Jay, something will happen sometime.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to be around. I'm not going to be around to kind of handle it. But what's the excuse going to be if something doesn't happen?
Yeah, that is true. Now, what if this guy gets everybody hyped up and he doesn't come out with anything? Is he going to be like? Is it going to be pitchforks after him?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you know, like just to reiterate, I've not personally met Christopher Bledsoe.
Well, no, not Chris Bledsoe, but anyone. Like I'm talking dates, like someone saying President Trump was going to come out. You know what I mean? Like when, and here's that video. Let me play it real quick, George.
Yeah.
Finally got it.
Hello, and thank you for all your support here on X. I just want to clarify a few things regarding President Trump and UFO disclosure. My source, who I trust implicitly and has been vetted, they have told me that President Trump has written his UFO disclosure speech with his advisors and is set to announce to the world on July the 8th, the anniversary of the Roswell crash, that we are not alone. Okay. However, I do qualify this, and I did this in the original interview, which was missed out, that President Trump is a maverick and he does what he wants when he wants. So maybe it will come sooner. I'm going to organize a press conference where we'll go through all the facts, all the documents, and my source will be revealed and they will be there. So please send your love and keep on keeping on.
I want to know when it's a press conference so that we can tune in. Does anybody know that in the back chat? When is this press conference that this guy says is going to be happening?
So my point on that video there would be he doesn't blink, he doesn't look up and to the left, he doesn't look up to the right. He's direct at the camera. His language patterns. I saw very calm.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like he's reading from a script. It feels like he's pretty honest here. Eyes wide open. He's got raised eyebrows. He's asking for us to trust him.
Yeah.
That's the impression I get from the body language. Not that I'm a body language expert in any way, but the language patterns and the overall gesticulation. At this juncture, I don't feel this guy's pulling a fast one. I do have questions about his source. When somebody says, I've got a source, I can't mention it, they've been vetted. By who? By who? You vetted them? So how would you know? I mean, like Jay, you know.
My next question for him would be how do you vet your source?
Yeah, that's a good question. That'd be and that's not classified. You should be able to ask that question.
Yeah.
Definitely. How do you vet people? Do you check on like a lot? I guess in my mind,
credentials, IDs, paper trails, stuff that you can physically grab a hold of. That's what I would look for.
But I mean, generally speaking, if Trump does come out, if President Trump, comes out, will it be a diversion from other news articles, like to get the heat off his back a little bit? You know, like maybe
there's been heat with not heat, but I'd say more interest in the subject of. And I hate bringing him up because every time you bring the person up, they get more, publicity. And this guy doesn't need any because he deserves to be where he is.
We all know who you're talking about. And the implications to President Trump are pretty strong at this point in time. So if he's fighting for if he's going to fight for to remain in office, then when you've got a tiger cornered, if you've got like an animal cornered, it will use any tactic to survive. And
I don't think though. All right, I don't think I'm going with what is in the files. Okay, so if we go with what we know in the files, yeah, Trump was in it, but he did disconnect from him. There was other people that had way closer connections into him that we're just now finding out about, like, Bill Gates and, some of these richest people in the world.
Yeah, my stomach turns a little bit. I haven't looked at the files. I don't need to. I've had reports of other people feeling.
I'm sure everybody on here has seen the news report of the picture, the two pictures that came out with Harry that is like over some young girl.
Not Harry.
I'm sorry, Prince Andrew. Yeah, you know which one I mean. Yeah. But the audience doesn't. But Prince Andrew, when he was like over the girl and everything in those two pictures, and he has a lot to answer for.
Yeah, I think they a lot, but my like, just to touch on this topic and move on, because it is
it's sensitive.
It's not savory. It's pretty
Oh,
foul.
Andrew, sorry. Yeah, you're right, D. Andrew, sorry.
I think I think he's been stripped of basically all of his titles. He's just pretty much a civilian now. And I think my fear is that one or two celebrity names will get prosecuted and made a mockery of, like the town square having the tomatoes thrown at them in the stocks. But the reality is, it could be hundreds and hundreds of men and women who need to be prosecuted and brought to justice. Hundreds and hundreds. It could be a very big network of people who are like
well, yeah. I will say one thing, and then
if Trump ends up being implicated in that in some way, if he becomes wrapped up in that, then could the UAP disclosure be a diversion? Say, hey, look at this, don't look at me, look at this. This is really important. You need somebody strong in charge. Like, I'm going to bat away these kind of pointless questions on these files.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we, me and you, and pretty much our viewer content people would say, would you rather have disclosure, or would you rather these people get taken down? I think we'd rather these people get taken down.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. So on top of that, Representative Eric Burleson is coming out saying that Trump told him to look into all these files and everything.
One of the asks that I've put into the White House, and I think that they legitimately are trying to make happen.
And thank you.
Yep. Sorry.
You got it already. There you go, George. All right, never mind.
Is a series of visits to some of these locations, right? Like I have obviously been given throughout this investigation locations that where it's reported that that these materials or objects or craft exist, or the bodies exist, or the archive exists, and we have that's where that sits. We've given the DoD a list. So the White House has told the DoD to make it happen. I mean, to Trump's credit, as a disclosure. So that's the extent at which they've been involved. Is literally just saying to the Department of Defense that, hey, Burleson, we're backing his request. Do what you can to make it happen. And so I'm very grateful for that. It's been very difficult to make happen.
You still got some obstruction.
Yes. So we still, I mean, it's got to go all the way down to the end of the fingertip level. And so but at the top of the DoD is doing what they can to try to organize this. And it may have to be slimmed down at the beginning. So one of the first, right now we're looking at following all of this process to have at least just myself go to one site. And at least that's what they're asking. And then once we see that process work and have figured out the path, then we'll repeat that to the other locations and include other members of Congress. But at this time, to do a scaled down visit is what we're looking at. And eventually we will go to Area 51 as one of those locations, although really just for nostalgia. From everyone that I've spoken to on this topic that has any kind of information, they say that that's not where the goods are not there. So there's a lot of neat things to see out there. And I think I think it's just completing the whole puzzle. It's something that we definitely have to go see. But I've been told that that's not where you're going to find the evidence.
I agree with him on that. You're not going to find the evidence in plain sight, because normally, George, right? We find it in plain sight. Please keep your top secret planes inside the hangar at all times when the satellites are going by taking pictures.
Yep. I suspect maybe the goods, as he says, the goods were housed at Area 51 at some point, Groom Lake, S4, whatever.
And this is on Groom Lake, actually, George. I did find that out. This is the picture that was zoomed in. It was outside Groom Lake, and it was on the runway. It was right outside the hangar.
Clear as plain as can see. Plain as can see.
Yeah, please cover or put your top secret aircraft in the hangar.
Yeah, I don't know. Wright Patterson Airfield has got a long history of housing UFOs, allegedly.
Yeah.
So I wonder where Mr. Burleson will get taken to go and see these things. But he's saying he sounds like he's having a struggle to get to witness something actually recovered, retrieved. I wonder if it's like Independence Day with the mad scientist deep underground with the.
Could be, George. Could be. For anybody that's watching now, if you're part of our Discord community, you can be part of this discussion as well. Join our Discord. You can go into GFP updates and on the Discord channel, and you can join this discussion as well too. Pop up on the screen. Join the discussion. Tell us what you think about this. President Trump being disclosure? Like, I have high hopes. Okay, I do. I have high hopes, but I also am reserved to see what becomes of it.
Right. Yeah. I think you know, the cup is always half full, and being hopeful and positive is the main thing to do. This clip.
Yes, we've got momentum building in the UAPDA. Okay, momentum. So, I mean, as long as there's momentum and people are talking about it, I'm hoping it'll get out there, because we do need some kind of protections in place, George, for like these whistleblowers that are coming out there.
So this is Ask a Poll.
D, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Am I live?
You are live.
You are live, D.
Thanks for having us. So the only thought that I have on Burleson, what he said was, once he's given the access and he sees some of the truth, I fear he will just become another gatekeeper, because that's what I've seen time and time again. People find out the truth, they can't digest it, so they make a decision for the rest of the world that we are not ready for it.
Yeah. You mean like he bears witness to something so extraordinary that he can't tell the rest of the planet because he's now wrapped up in something too super secret with national security and defense that he can't share. So then
and maybe he can't process what he's seen, so he's now making a decision on behalf of everyone.
Right.
Which that's what I fear. I mean, so far I like Representative Burleson. I like what he's doing for the community. I just fear something like that happening.
Is David Grush still one of his staffers, or has he left the role now? I'm not sure.
He's still on his staff. Yeah.
But this gentleman with the red tie, you're about to play the video. What's this guy's name? Garcia or Rubio? No, it's got.
Put any update on your whistleblower protection bill? Are we going to see that move at all?
Who is that? Rubio? Okay, somebody correct me.
That's not.
We're live on correction.
Yeah, Robert Garcia.
There you go. Right, you had it right the first time.
Robert Garcia. I mean, that's a like not to ad hominem, but that's a haircut. You could set your synchronized watches to my hair. That's neat.
Oh my God! It's like wait. Didn't we? Oh my God, dude, that brings back. Oh man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call you a Sasquatch for a second. Down here in the share what we're sharing now, I'm going to call him a Sasquatch. Do you remember what we had in our last podcast with Tom Sued? the Sasquatch had his hair slicked back like
Elvis.
like a black swan or something, slicked back. Look at that hair. It's so slicked back, dude.
There's some product there.
Oof.
Real cream.
All right, but yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So he talks about momentum building for the bipartisan UAP whistleblower protection bill, which
we need all these folks to kind of work together to push for us.
Exactly.
I think we will actually. That's something that can have some bipartisan support, and so we're working on that. So actually, stay tuned on that. We've done a lot of work. Comer has been supportive, obviously. And so we're excited that we can get something done on that bill sooner than later.
Do you think we'll see more UAP whistleblowers if that passes?
I do, and I think right now we have a pretty active whistleblower protection line that Oversight runs, and we've gotten people that reach out to us on the Epstein issue, on Doge, on a variety of topics, and so we encourage folks to contact us through the whistleblower protection line. But I think that will actually help and strengthen it, because right now the administration is trying to actually tear down a lot of the protections. Whether you talk about the inspector generals, anything that does any sort of auditing or protection of workers or allows people the freedom to complain. And he's destroying all those systems. So I think strengthening whistleblower protections is important. All right.
I'll be watching.
Okay, thanks, man.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
And we now have a Skywatch. Thank you. We have a date. Thank you, Skywatch. He just asked Mark, and he says May 1st for the reveal source. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's some groundbreaking news there.
That's huge.
So I guess Ask a Poll is run by Matt Laszlo. Is it Matt Laszlo? Matt Laszlo, who seems to be a dogged.
I'm sorry, whistling, Mike. Just keep whistling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the broader topic is a whistleblower's protection. So if you come forwards with dirt or corruption or information, you're protected to at least to a certain level, especially with UAP, UFO whistleblowers. Whistling Mike in the side chat there, Skywatch, Sukra Ray, Planet Popstar always, and everyone there. Have you got any thoughts on whistleblower protection, D, at all? She's got her mic switched off. Oh wow, thanks, D.
Thank you. I appreciate that, D. Thank you.
I think Robert Garcia spear tipping a push for whistleblower protection is definitely a good thing. We've seen various, depending on what side of the fence you sit on, Snowden and other whistleblowers who have stepped forwards. I'm thinking of that CIA guy who came out and explained about torture and then was, heavily demonized. It's a certain set of kahunas to be able to do something like that.
The thing of it is, this is what I don't understand. Okay, I'm a civilian. I might be retired Army, but I'm a civilian. If and somebody walked me through this, and it makes sense. Okay, if I see something, you're supposed to say something, right? Okay, I contact Arrow and I say, hey, I saw this. Here's what I saw. Here's the pictures. Here's the video. I go in and I talk to him, right, George?
Yeah.
But they also say, sign this before you walk in the skiff. Oh, you have to sign an NDA before you can disclose in the skiff what you have to talk about. So as soon as you sign that, everything you now talk about is classified. So you walk out, you might walk in a civilian, but you walk out being zip tied.
that's one reason why I'd never step into a skiff, and we need
Yeah.
good journalists. You know. Do you
Yeah.
want to know? You know, like, do you really want to know? If you do know, then no one else can know. So then sign this document. You know.
Yeah, and like you have congressmen, okay, like Representative Luna, coming out and saying what she is doing now as well, and it's the same thing there. They tell you, yeah, I've been to these places, seen these things, but they won't show you anything. They won't, because they can't.
Yeah.
Think so.
Jay,
Yeah.
you know the hot link you put in GFP updates. Shall I put in side chat for people to have a look?
Yeah, for up here if they want to join.
Yeah, no worries. Let's see if we get Whistling Mike on screen if we can, or on voice.
Yeah, just
Give me a sec. I'll do it.
Copy and paste. Done. Probably did it at the same time, but
okay. Ladies and gentlemen, in side chat, if you want to come in and give your thoughts on the topic or anything, any discussions, there's a link Jason's just put on the comment there. If you click on that, just check your microphone webcam if you want, and come on to the show and have a chat with us. There we go. Whistling Mike.
Hey, Whistling Mike, how's it going? We got D back. Whistling Mike. Hey, Whistling Mike.
Good deal. There for a minute, I thought I was Congresswoman Luna.
Oh my God! Don't do that.
I'm biting my tongue here, but
shape-shifting aliens out
to
there.
do with swimming or something. I'm not sure. But anyway. Yeah. So Mike, I just want to say personally to you, Mike, about well done on the Psychoactivo podcast. I found it really insightful. I know you're kind of going through some heavy stuff in the background, but have you got any thoughts on this so-called whistleblower protection concept that is being rolled out?
I definitely do. It's not all ill intentions, but most things have to do with the lack of maybe education or the insight into the future. So, one of the things that's being talked about, tomorrow there's a summit on the tracking, and I'm not involved in it in any way, but I'm a supporter of what's going to be said to do with passive tracking and individual citizens being able to put some equipment out and network together for answers, right? That's what it's going to take. I think we most realize that. So in the future, not just about me, but in the future, you're most likely going to have citizens, right? Or citizen groups with information that need to come forward and tell you or reports. And again, we're working on a whistleblower protection act that may still take another year or two to actually pass. It's a slow process in the government. So I think we have a lot of problems up ahead. As for my own story, it's not fun without whistleblower protection. The only thing I will say is that I talked to John Kiriakou before I had my own attorney, Ivan, and things. He helped me get a hold of his own whistleblower lawyers to get me in a better spot. Never go forward without legal, even if you have a whistleblower protection. Don't make that important. There are some here on the space that are willing to work pro bono or help you out. But again, it's still really, and this is coming from the top whistleblower lawyers, it's still really just a paper with guidelines. It can still be walked through. So I just mentioned that as this may not be as important as we think. It does need to be done, right? I'll always take better, but again, don't necessarily think this gets signed and everybody on the outside waiting to talk is going to be like, oh, let me spill the beans now, right?
Exactly. And that's why I was saying, like, as soon as, even as a civilian, if you walk into a skiff, you're under an NDA.
Yeah, and there was a lot of things that were thrown in that NDAA, so different from the UAP DA. People got to understand that, right? So the NDAA passes and has to pass every year because that's how we fund the appropriations come in and fund the whole Department of Defense Intelligence Agency. And so you start looking at some of the shady words hidden in there and paragraphs on UAP, and you start to see things like, oh, anybody that comes into the skiff will be made aware of the restrictions they are under, right? That doesn't really seem that big. You kind of pass it over. You say, where's the juicy stuff, right? But really what that probably means is, and this happened to us a lot, where they always wanted us to get at least TS, top secret, which is, pretty fast. When you're dealing with SSCI, right, they can make a call and make that happen. You're not going to be waiting. That's the boss of the intelligence agency. So again, kind of like you pointed out, Jay, with the NDA, now you're probably also going to fill out a paper before you walk in, and they're going to immediately get it approved, and you got TS clearance. And now even more than that NDA, you're going to shut up with whatever was said, because that's what the TS clearance is going to include. So I think they're closing it up. That's my personal opinion about the Senate, not necessarily the UAP caucus, but the UAP caucus is fighting a very uphill battle, and I think honestly been taken for a ride by the Senate, who has different objectives on this. It's definitely not spilling the beans of the truth.
Yeah, and I'll agree with you, Whistle Mike, on one definite thing, is that if no one has the cojones to come out, this information is going to sit and gain dust.
Yeah. I mean, we've heard it, right? Not just from me. I have a whole folder, TSSCI folder, and the SSCI skiff, right? If you're a Grush person or the other people, they said they've already provided all the addresses or the locations. So it's not like there's a lack of information, right? What's been done with it? Now, the UAP caucus's problem is they have no power. They have information, but as we've seen, and these are their own words, they'll tell you, they just can't get approval, or they can't make a phone call like the Senate can. So they may have things, but now they're stuck. So again, what's the answer there? It's a tough one. I don't think a Whistleblower Protection Act, much as I want to see it, because I always take better, but I don't think people should just be setting aside and saying, oh, that's the answer. We still need to work on another plan.
Yeah.
Is legislation in United States, you're saying it's a lengthy process to get the document together, to ratify it, so to speak, so it becomes then passed into law. Is there, if you use the legislative process in the USA, is there cases where ambiguous words are used so that it's like a get out of jail, much like insurance policies, if in this circumstance you'll be protected, but actually on an equal level you may be actually prosecuted? So could that come in, Mike? Yeah.
I mean, you think back to like the movies that are based on making you laugh, right? And there'll be somebody that signed a contract, and then they pull out the contract or some part of the contract they didn't see. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right? That's really how DC works. I mean, you have people who, for a living, write legislation. The legislation, as we all know, they drop the night before, and it's 150,000 pages. No one can possibly read that before voting on it. It's a bad system. So I guarantee there's things tucked into whatever comes out.
Yeah. I mean, just for comparison, in the United Kingdom, when an act of parliament is passed into law or given the force of law, the white paper, as it's known, is voted on in the main house, and then it goes to the House of Lords as an oversight, which may amend it, that then goes back for a second round of voting, and it can ping pong a few times. And that ping ponging can take quite a lengthy period of time before it's agreed upon. But that's kind of like a quibbling legalese, basically.
Yeah, it's the same here, right? If both parties agree, you can get it signed, but it usually doesn't. Someone wants to add something or remove something, so then you got to revote. So the same system. But again, people don't want to hear this, but is this really that important to our legislative folks right now versus what's going on? Because that's what gets things done. That's really when it goes to the top of the list. And I'm just not seeing whistleblower protection, especially on the Senate side, as anything important. I believe they've already kind of formed their position, which is like, oh, we've already got things in place. That's kind of what I keep hearing them say. So again, I just don't see it moving forward at any great manner or as a team together, which is what it would need.
Yeah, I think people who have signed oaths of allegiance or taken their oaths and promises legitimately, seriously, I don't think people really understand the Espionage Act and that you can be, hung, got rid of for it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to make a morbid joke, but being hung may be the best thing that could happen to you, because the other alternative to it is they take you away and you serve decades in a federal prison.
Yeah.
And they hit your family with millions of dollars of fines on top of it. So they throw in ITAR violations. So now your wife and your kids stuck at home without you are also going to lose the house, the family farm, or whatever else, because you've got millions over your head. I mean, it's set up to make sure you don't talk. So we hear about the death penalty a lot. I think that's the weaker of the what's going to happen to you. Your life's ruined, and your family's life ruined. Your kids' life's ruined. I mean, it's nonsense.
As an insider, Mike, an individual like David Grush, how much risk does he take just by interacting with the public? How much he's obviously kind of testified, and he's saying, I can talk about this, but I can't talk about that. If you want to talk about that, we need a secure area. And the general feeling is that whilst his or my perception of the general feeling is that whilst his testimony was groundbreaking, it was the things that he couldn't say that was maybe more of the juicy stuff that we really want to get at. But people, I don't think, understand the ramifications and repercussions of breaking those agreements and clearance levels and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely in a different spot than I am. So I don't want to talk too much about, I guess, necessarily that part of it. What I feel about it, though, is that that's always over your head. We are in a system where something that is a hand slap, right, can become a hell of a lot more than a hand slap when they want to come after you. So it's not just what's on the books. They have rights to do a lot of things. We've seen some of it get released, whether it be a person's taxes, personal record, you get into, some of the issues, and I don't want to start bringing up as mental health. I mean, it's all fair game now, and that's sometimes worse than getting charged with a felony or misdemeanor. It's this whole process of ruining you. So I'll kind of bring up Snowden for a minute. One of the keys with Snowden is they wanted to time him out, so he had a great amount of knowledge, and he talked, but he obviously kept some juicy secrets. But how juicy are they now when you get into 10 going into 20 years? I think that's kind of what the process is with this Grush, which is all of them. You keep them in this limbo, and you hope by 10 years down the road, no one cures, or you're already on to your next generation of platform, and the value of the information they have is less.
Yeah, 100%. I think obviously with your knowledge and so on, I'm just curious, while we've got you on the line, Mike, what for the lay person sitting in their armchair listening to this broadcast, we often hear the term SAP, Special Access Program. We often hear the term waived Special Access Program or controlled Special Access Program. We then hear the term like, black project or black or dark project or very black or, and various states of shades thereof. Without going into too much detail, is this like just a very a small regulated amount of people with keywords with no real oversight? Or some of them have oversight, some of them don't have oversight, some of them are super compartmentalized into, I don't know if you could talk about that for a moment.
Sure. And Jay can kind of elaborate more if I don't cover all of it. But, an SAP is what the military uses for special access. So when you get into ICE intelligence, it goes to a CAP, a CAP. These are just new words for what used to be called the black budget. So we don't use black budget as a term anymore. But black budget, of course, as we all know, is something that you're not supposed to know about. We all know the Pentagon has admitted that they can't pass an audit, and even if they were to be to provide the information to pass an audit, they couldn't technically, in their own words, tell you where the money went. Have some sort of code name, very unicorn 201. That doesn't tell you where that money went or what the hell the project was about. So all those words I don't think are as important as people think they are, because that's based on if the system was legally functioning. There is a waived SAP. What you're getting to is the way things work, which you've heard about being siloed, right? You're getting into programs not being reported to the elected members of the committees, even on the Senate. And then you get into somebody has to be making it, so it has to be secret, right? And you have to have a support team that's secret, so there does have to be people on it. But this is the way the law breaks down. So I don't think you have a functioning legal environment, even on high level of waived SAPs. I think that's all out the window right now.
So like a budget that you can't follow the paper trail. So are things being written off as kind of like, I don't know, food, like the way I imagine laundry.
I'm sure it is. Again, it's mixed into the mess we already have, right? So a couple years ago, probably, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, the Pentagon said that we don't know where over 100,000 parts are for the F-35, I believe it was. That's how bad the tracking is. That's how bad all the replacement parts and the rivets are at. And then we had an incident where there's a riveting system, the Eddie Bolt 2 system, where depending on if it's inside or outside the plane, it has to be used rust-wise, right? Things like that. And the bins got mixed up, and we put them opposite on a couple of $100 million planes. We came out. So this is the system. So you use the system that's already a disaster, and you mix into it. So you don't have to pass an audit. Everything's a mess. Nobody knows where stuff's at. So then you say, is it really that hard to hide your own program in that? Probably not.
Yeah. Thanks for that, giving me and the viewer an oversight of how these things potentially work.
Just a couple more examples here. So Mike Waltz, who used to be a congressman, and then he joined the Security Council, and then now he's at the UN. He was a congressman. There was a hearing, and you had the generals and folks in front of him, acquisition, and he held up a bag of bushings. The ends of screws, right? They go on in screws. And he's asked the person who's responsible for purchasing this, do you guys know what you paid at the Air Force for this? And the guy said no. And he explained to him that based on the exact measurements and qualifications of that contract, you can get him at Home Depot for $20, so a lumber store. We paid $90,000 on record for a $20 bag of bushings. Okay, that's just one story. We were paying 1,000-fold for paper towel rollers that you can buy at the store to put in some of the refuelers in the bathroom. So unless somebody looks on the elected member side, you're not going to find it. When I say looks, I'm talking about $1 trillion a year, and then you get into secret programs that you can't find. It's honestly impossible. It's just not going to happen that way.
Actually, I got this for Whistling Mike too. Self-cleaning toilets, right, Whistling Mike?
Yep. Or if they're not self-cleaning toilets, on one particular aircraft carrier that was a decade late, it cost $500,000 to flush the toilets a couple times a year because they don't flush right. So I mean, it's just a mess.
Yeah, it's a word game, George. Like you have a toilet that functions and it flushes and it cleans the bowl when it flushes, right? So you just change the words and you say self-cleaning toilet, and now you can label it as something else and charge more.
Yeah, that's crazy. I know in the UK they had ring binders for putting your paperwork in with the holes. Ring binders. One was £1,500 sterling. Right? Yeah. So
it must have been full of money.
Yeah. So we have our means to hide scurry stuff away and obfuscate it. But I think the self-cleaning bowl of a bathroom toilet is probably some kind of metaphor for the system that Mike's talking about. It's just like flush it away.
Yeah. I mean, my point here is it's just that this is operating in a different system, a different legal system. it's operating in really an impossible environment where we're saying, my God, why can't you guys run down, right? There must be a paper trail. Good luck. It's hidden for a reason, and it's hidden well. And I don't know if you can find it under traditional means, especially when you have people not wanting you to find it. Even if they wanted you to find it, could they? You know what I mean? It's that bad.
Yeah. I do remember, oddly, I remember clearly the day before September the 11th, Donald Rumsfeld standing up at the Pentagon looking for $3 trillion that had gone missing on the accounts department. And then the following day, an aeroplane hit the accounts team on the Pentagon.
There's just so many issues. Yeah, I mean, we at one point in time, it's been pushing 2 decades ago, but we were asking parents of soldiers to pony up the money for body armor, and then we'd reimburse them. This is the sort of bullshit with the budget that we have. That, I'm just trying to hammer it home to people. You're trying to go through a paper trail that's buried in boxes, spilling over in several million square feet, and the place is also on fire while you do it. You know what I mean? It's not the way. I don't think you're going to find it.
Yeah. Jay, what's this picture we're looking at here? There seems to be a blue flashy light.
Edgar Mitchell, Apollo 14. When taking a shot on the moon, there was blue flares or blue lights that were seen in the distance that they had to scrub out of the original image.
Okay.
And then this is another one.
Edgar Mitchell was quite vocal in talking about UFOs and aliens, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We've got this one, too, here that I've got. Screenshot of the moon and the Earth. That's and this is not the sun on the bottom, by the way. That is not the sun by the moon. That's supposedly a fractal pattern off of a glass dome structure that's on the moon.
Okay. Yeah.
The sun is already setted. That would be the higher light in that picture would be the Earth. The sun is already set or whatever, set. So this other light down here, there shouldn't be any other light down here. The sun is not in the picture at all. It should be gone. But the Earth is there reflecting the light of the sun onto the moon, and we're getting this dome-like structure on it with a glaring scatter of light on the moon, like a green scatter.
It's a strange picture, I know that much. Whatever it is, it doesn't, like, in my mind, it doesn't look doctored. I can see structures on the moon. Yeah, there was this long. Now this yes. Segue, please, because I don't know much about this, even though I'm based in the UK. This is the Calvine photograph.
Calvine, yes. Calvine, what, UK?
And the aeroplane underneath the object is a Harrier jump jet, as far as I'm aware, I think. I'm not sure.
I believe so.
That was our previous generation of vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, aeroplanes, jet.
And was it escorting it, George, or was it just surveilling?
The conjecture here is that the object itself could be something we've created for some reason. Could be like our own gravimetric. It could be not ours, not another state actor's, and it's being escorted. I know Professor Simon Holland has done quite a deep dive into this particular case, and a little birdie tells me you might have some news on this one, maybe.
Oh, it's not the sun, Mr. I'll have to bring that up real quick again. Hold on. Let me bring that up again. I'll have to tell you again. Hold on.
Mr. MBB said the sun didn't align with the median. Yeah,
it's not the sun then. So, all right, looking at this picture, the sun has already went down. It is gone. It is not in the picture. It is past the moon. what you are seeing is the Earth is there at the top, which is reflecting the sunlight onto the moon on this glass structure. The sun has already went down. When they took this picture, it was already down in the sky. It should not be in this picture, period. There should be no sunlight, nothing. The reflection is coming from that way. That's the way they were told to me anyway.
Yeah, just say
I know it's not mirroring. I'm just not sure. Like, I don't know how that works.
Clippy photographed gentleman or lady Sucra Ray says this image we're looking at here could also be a pic of a small island on a lake with its reflection showing on the water.
Yeah, could be too.
Who knows?
Very noted. Yeah. We've also got, I'm going to play these without any sound for right now.
What's that red light?
That is the UAP.
Okay.
Supposedly.
It looks like the waves. It looks like it's a sped up bit of footage.
It's a 10 times, it said.
Okay.
10 times speed.
Okay, it's blipping around pretty quick.
Just not sure if that's a reflection, though, but it goes all the way back there. Then we have this one, Gulf of Mexico. Whoa, and it's gone. Damn. Where the hell did it go? Wow. Yeah, that's a good one, George. Look at this one. Wait, hold on. Ooh, it's gone. Dang. Yeah, thank you very much, Whistling Mike. That was a lot of information to download. So we got different. Oh, this is a good one.
Oh, okay. So it's just.
And you got that little ball going right. That's it. It'll zoom in. Comes right from the ocean.
So it's transmedium, right?
Mm-hmm. And it goes right past the plane. And then you got one, volcano, going into volcano and out.
It seems to be a lot of association of the phenomena around mountainous regions, mountains and volcanoes.
I think it's geologic. It has something to do with geological.
Yeah, there was a discussion on another channel, open mic session, and we were looking at the geological correlation between, higher or lesser areas of gravity, as well as the iron and quartz content of the material located.
Yeah, I think this one actually is the one that has sound. So hold on.
Delaware. Oh, okay. What the heck is that? That's a weird thing. What is it doing? It looks organic, and look, the reflection on the water.
And it's
bizarro.
What the hell?
That's bizarre, isn't it, Jay?
Yeah, look there.
I mean, that's. You could argue CGI, but that's a heck of a job.
Whoa.
That's not. I don't think that's CGI. That's truly a weird. That's one of the weirdest ones you've shown me on this.
Oh, did you see how close that plane was?
That was a low-flying jet aircraft.
Dude. Wow, look how close that was.
I'm just trying to figure if it's a composite image with the blue squiggly UAP.
Why was the landing gear down?
Yeah,
landing gear down. That's a good one. It's right by the airport then, right? That's where this is taken probably. So what would it be, Whistling Mike? Looking at this, like, I don't know what the hell that is.
Strange creature UAP, man. The heck is that?
I mean, okay. I'm gonna take a stab. The only thing that I could see that being is, which it probably isn't, but because you can't see a balloon or anything, so is a glow stick or some kind of glowing.
Yeah, but if you look at the way it moves, that glow sticks don't do that. I don't know. It's got that phospholuminescent quality to it. But the thing that captured my mind was the reflection off the water when it comes out now. You see that reflection? Pause it there.
Yeah.
If that's CGI, that's very well done.
Yeah, that's really
water. Yo, this thing is creepy, man.
Valid point from Sucre Ray. LED lights hanging from a drone. Possible.
Can't be LED lights hanging from a drone. A drone has anti-collision, which if you're by the airport and they have the landing lights down, you can't fly that drone around that airport.
Well, you can, but you get in trouble.
No, you can't. Like, it'll return to sender. Your drone will literally come back to you and say, incoming aircraft, and it'll turn around.
If you built your drone yourself, though,
you have to, in the US, you have to have the AISD tags that are now in the drones. If I'm correct, Whistling Mike, you can correct me. They are now, you have to have them on drones. They're the tags that are in the air.
Yeah. I get that. You got your green and red light. You can't fly within.
No. It's a signal tag, like drone tag, like a tagging, like an airport, like an airplane has a tag. A drone has a tag.
Okay, but that transponder could be
legal. Like, you don't have it, you go to jail.
Yeah, but you could take one out. I mean, feasibly, you could take it out, not have a transponder on it.
Oh, well, okay, off the shelf. All right, yep, I'll go with that, Whistling Mike. Off the shelf with George, yeah. You could get away with, okay, I disconnect this or disconnect that and fly it wherever I want. But legally, you're not supposed to fly a drone. And hold on. And I just want to say, if this was a drone,
like Sucre Ray said that it's a drone carrying a string of LEDs underneath it.
If this was a drone, okay, hold on.
To go behind and
if this was a drone, you show me where the drone is in relationship to that plane coming in.
Well, it depends on the distance. I mean, the judging.
That's pretty close. I mean, that would interrupt anything if it was like tied on something. It would be like this.
You've got an idea of how I think the blue, if we're going to call it the blue LED string, is in front of the airplane.
But the wind, the sheer wind of that airplane coming in would affect any drone in that area. Like,
yeah, it depends. But if you,
and it doesn't do anything to it. It just keeps going forward.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. I'm although I like the drone carrying a string of LED theory, which is promoted by Super Ray, I'm still saying it looks pretty weird. It's a weird one. Drones carrying strings of LEDs for hoax videos.
Doing under 200. Okay, well, 200 miles per hour for plane landing. Okay, all right. Maybe it didn't affect it if it was going slow enough.
Well, that plane. Look at the size of the plane
and it's back.
How close that LED is to us. It could be like the distance between the LED and the plane be like several hundred yards.
I'm thinking that LED is probably closer to the tree line. Too much wind.
An interesting video, Jason.
Yeah, definitely interesting. So, like people were talking about earlier, right? They were talking about where is the NASA technology that they got rid of, right? And there's been a video on X that I thought I would show, and it's what could replicate. Oh, hold on, not married. Just saying it could replicate the effect without.
Yeah, he just wanted to, whoever.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, yeah, when you see something, you think, well, what's the easiest
100%.
thing to latch onto that's normal? And
Yeah.
like having a small no transponder. What are we looking at, Jason?
This is a warehouse that is now full of.
Is this the right video?
Oh yeah, this is the right video. This is a warehouse right now full of
say it.
NASA technology that was lost technology that was supposedly, he just found it. It was, yeah. Let me play this out.
Well, we're here at Norton Sales Inc., which is where all the NASA surplus live. NASA has got balls, as you can see here, to tell us that all that technology is gone, because NASA technology has been sitting here in surplus for over 40 years. They say, oh, Don Pettit, it's been a painful process. Well,
we're looking at all the NASA technology that's sitting in a warehouse that this guy says that he found.
Well, they scrapped every inch of the stuff at the end of every program, whether it be Gemini, whether it be Apollo, and each program, when they scrap it, they scrap the entire building. Look, these are start and starts, valves, switches, flanges. They scrap the entire building, and this place has been buying stuff for years and years and years. And Don Pettit's like, oh no, this technology is gone. Wendell, look at this piece when you get a chance. And there's all kinds of boards, circuits, test equipment. Here we're just seeing things marked thermostats and all kinds. I mean, it's just every gauge, every switch.
Did that say UFOs?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I got to go back now.
All kinds of boards, circuits, test equipment. Here we're just seeing things marked thermostats and all kinds. I mean, it's just every gauge.
UFOs.
UFOs. Yes, there it is. Hold on, we got to see it better.
Switch, and this is and all kinds. I mean, it's just a
UFO. UFO space. UFO space. UFO space.
Every gauge, every switch.
What?
And this is really stuff from craft.
God, I'm Mr. Mike
Don't mind telling you, we're looking at real rocket parts. You're looking at.
No, we're not going into this skip.
Real stuff.
I don't want to go. You can't make me go, Whistling Mike.
That NASA says is long, long gone.
Got him.
So you're looking at a lot of test equipment, everything from temperatures, pressures. It's a lot of things that are dealing with cooling and look like distillers. And look at that clump of wires right there. So this is your famous lost technology that NASA no longer has. Look at that CRT. That is beautiful.
An old computer.
I feel the need to share a picture.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Which
one?
That one.
No, yeah.
No, nobody does giant silver balls like NASA. I mean, like, you know, bigger is better, USA. That's...
What are we looking at?
Good question. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at? We're looking at a hangar. And
is this a satellite or is this a weather balloon or what is this?
It's a giant silver ball, Jay.
I can see that, but
yeah,
what is it for?
Okay, they're balloon satellites of Project Echo. Project Echo, that's ECHO, Project Echo.
That looks like a Mylar balloon, actually. That one looks like a metal balloon, like metal. But the other one before, that looked like Mylar or...
I can only imagine that they would have that particular color to reflect off the ambient light so that when it's high up, you can't see it. Maybe some...
Possibly. But yeah, here's...
And
Like,
some of it's antique, you can tell. You can certainly tell the input that.
Look at that.
But it's
All
pretty
this.
fun stuff to look at. And there's your NASA emblem right there.
Yep.
And this is even says
Lunar
it's a
module
lunar
booster
module booster
system.
system PRM assembly. That even says what it was right there.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Internal
See stuff
measuring
like this
unit.
in real
Yeah.
life. Like I said, they say it's painstaking process to get this stuff back, but I don't find it that painstaking. As a matter of fact, it's right.
Look, lunar module GNN system. GNN system. Man cave stuff. Yeah,
Around the corner
dude.
from my house, we're at a place called Norton Sales, and it is in North Hollywood.
Northern
Online,
Sales,
there's
North
Norton
Hollywood.
Sales, Inc. There's
Somebody go get
scrap
it.
surplus yard.
Buy
Been here
that
for
place
many,
out with
many,
some
many
right.
years. And there's some great
We're gonna
classic
start putting some stuff together.
equipment here. A lot of it's used
Build our own spaceship from NASA parts.
for sets and rentals these days.
I'm still amazed all the data for the moon landing was lost and got rid of.
Well, George, they also said the equipment was lost too, but if some of this equipment can be removed by people and looked into internally, they might be able to get some stuff off of it.
But I doubt the fact that the lost technologies are that hard to deal with when you're really looking around. It's not that hard. It really isn't.
Oh yeah, great. UFO stuff. All right, yeah, I don't need that.
You like, yeah, I'll have that, and that. I'll put it in a room.
Ooh, I want that.
Yeah, I want to click buttons and press things.
That's like a switchboard, dude. NASA switchboard. Test site. Wait. What did that just say on it? Hold on.
Test set. No,
Test set, but pilot test set. GSM out something autopilot test set. Yeah. There we go. That's probably the best I'll get. GSM automated pilot test set. Oh, automated pilot.
Can't bring them anywhere.
Well, do you know? Have you got any context to where this video was shot at all?
Yeah, he actually says it throughout the video.
It's just like an auction house.
Some auction house warehouse by Hollywood that bought up all the NASA stuff when it was in the warehouse before they threw it away.
This is possible. This is stuff from a film set, maybe 2001, maybe.
I grew up in the neighborhood.
No, not when it has the actual
I guess.
NSNs and numbers on it from NASA. The
I used to hear these rockets go off all the time.
Like it's got, and you can check them too. The national stock numbers.
Designs here. Interesting enough. Impellers.
Color.
A peroxide.
Now that is a museum
Definitely
piece.
some
But that's
interesting
like
stuff. And,
half cut apart.
Good representation of what happens when programs shut down.
Oh, go back. I like that aeroplane. That's a good design, that one. Just the left. There we go. No, where is it?
Nope, hold on.
A peroxide shut off.
Where is it? Where is it?
Definitely some interesting stuff.
Okay, that, and then
good representation.
little aeroplane.
Of what happens when
There,
programs
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that design.
down. So
Real
literally
nice
scrap this
design.
stuff. It's not very surprising. Surprising part is it's right around the corner from my house. Just look at the complexity of this cooling mechanism. I know, huh? Lucky. I'm always lucky.
The heck is that?
Some light.
It's gauging something. It looks like thermometers.
Thermometers. Some big thermometers, dude. Hey, George, bend over.
Yeah. That looks like mercury. probably a standard temperature there. Maybe.
We're gonna check your temperature, George.
Yep. This is your space program,
You're going to need
gentlemen.
two, one oral, one, yeah.
Oh!
Oh, wow.
We got masks! All right, George, I will say...
Is that an official NASA alien? Is that what we're looking at? An official NASA alien?
Dude, I would be... That'd be awesome.
If that's got NASA written on it, I'm going to flip.
You can flip! All right, hold on.
I know, huh?
Thermal cooling, thermal heat.
I'm always lucky.
You're live on YouTube, you children. Oh, yeah, we are children, I know. No, come on, D.
It's gauging something. It looks like
I
thermometers.
didn't say anything. I just said
It looks like thermometers. He said it. I didn't say it.
I just said to get a correct reading,
That looks like mercury.
you might need two.
That's probably a standard temperature there. Maybe.
I didn't allude to anything.
Yep.
Yeah, we go. What the hell's that?
Your
Okay,
space
what's
program,
this?
gentlemen.
All right. Bit worse for wear.
A foam. And it doesn't say NASA.
But it's amongst all the NASA stuff.
It is. So I would say possibly
Bill?
movie memorabilia. Possibly.
Memorabilia, yeah.
Possibly, yeah. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. So, and then we've got different things out there like Carl. Let me see here. Hold on. Carl Nell.
Carl Nell.
Carl Nell. Yeah, Carl Nell.
Ex-retired Coronel. Okay. Yeah, Colonel.
Yeah. Says there's already enough publicly available evidence for any intelligent, objective person to conclude the truth.
Enough information in the public domain already for smart and objective and unbiased people to sort of come to the right conclusion, right? And a lot of people have. But then, the government has been successful in these disinfo campaigns, let's say Condon Committee report and, discrediting whistleblowers and the Bill Moore Shandera stuff, to discredit this whole thing, to throw this switch in people's minds, which basically says this topic is like not real. And so I don't even consider the data anymore. I call it like the unreasonable person standard, right? We've got the concept of reasonable doubt, but that sort of implies that there must be some unreasonable standard, right? And so that unreasonable standard, I say, is like where the majority of people are. So you can bring them all this information, but it never resonates. There's enough.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, man?
I'm relatively new to the field, but my understanding of like information and disinformation, it's difficult to kind of sift through. If you genuinely have a counterintelligence program, amongst all the BS is going to be little snippets of like sweeteners, truth. I think I don't know. Carl Nell is working with the Soul Foundation quite a bit, and that seems to be like quite a glitzy, glamorous setup for UAP discussions. There's like some of their meetings are closed. They're behind a paywall, ticketed only events, these kind of things. So yeah, I mean, like, but yeah, his credentials are mint and his quotes are pretty damn good, actually. So I rate Carl Nell.
Oh yeah.
This gentleman, was it Ramirez? I know.
Yes, former Navy radar engineer and CIA signals intelligence expert, says that there are few families who are more. There are more than a few families who are more extraterrestrial than human.
Yeah.
There's a cognizance, I believe, within the intelligence community, particularly CIA, that there are humans among us that might be more extraterrestrial than human. And how do you identify them? That could be a major factor in why they were interested in that. And there's also the, I guess you would call contact tracing of like who's who.
Right.
And So what they did reveal that there was an interest in certain families.
How would you understand families?
I understand families to mean bloodlines.
Right.
That they were interested in certain bloodlines, going back to
ancient times.
Who knows? Ancient times.
Wow.
Yeah, if there's going to be a disinfo, I don't know. Yeah, like I'm siding with D Nitz on this one. Ramirez, thank you for your service. Not saying you're not telling porkies, but there seems to be quite a wild story that you're coming out with. I may be wrong, but my gut feeling is the guy's still working in some capacity to muddy the waters, perhaps.
Whistler Mike's got it too. With it, it seems odd. You know, some people get speaking tours, and while others get their lives ruined because you see, with nothing against any of them, okay, because they have to make a life too. But you have Lou Elizondo comes out with a book. Hey,
there's another book out now, isn't there?
I believe so, but there's books out and there's stuff like this that he's trying to promote his book and everything, and I understand that that's how he's making a living now, but
yeah, we should touch on this. Zwitter Elf Lady D says, I hope he doesn't want to round up hybrids, right? And this is a kind of a hot topic, I think, within the community at large, is that you've kind of got alien-made human-alien hybrids and human-made alien-human hybrids. So two maybe different varieties. But now this like John Burroughs of Rendlesham, who gets a payout for disability from the Veterans Association for contact with the UFO.
Yeah.
Alluded to the fact that there's a genetic marker, a blood marker, showing these individuals, and I don't think we should out them. I don't think we should out them out of the closet, because I've seen like what could happen to, oh, I'm 100% human, you're 100% human, you're not, go over there, so if hybrids are walking among us in various forms, we should extend to them the same rights, privileges, and responsibilities of being a human being on planet Earth in their thing. That's the way I feel, and part of that is privacy and anonymity.
And if you don't, everybody here probably recalls, we also had Dr. Max Rempel come on the podcast and talk about long strand DNAs and non-parental DNA that came from, he doesn't know.
You got mitochondrial DNA, which is maternal as far as I'm aware, and a different marker to the normal DNA. But I'm not a geneticist. I'm not that keyed up on it. But I think if imagine there was a blood test to find out whether you're a hybrid or not. Okay, and it turns out you are, and suddenly you're in a category, and everyone's the regular humans are now looking at this group, because you know what humans are like. We're terrible. Really, we are.
We can be. We can be, George. All right, here is Representative Luna talking about what she has been able to view.
Saw some interesting stuff. And so what I'll tell you is that footage, the fact that it was dead drop to Burleson, I'm certain that there's more of where that comes from, and we are going to push for the declassification of stuff that we've seen, because I think the American people deserve to see it. But I think, you're never going to have the U.S. government admit or try to explain something if it's also somewhat not specifically pertaining to national defense. So if it's not tech that we've made not involving a foreign government, I think that you're going to see a direct statement from that. What's interesting, and I kind of went into this with Joe Rogan, is when we were talking to some of the witnesses, they don't call them extraterrestrial. They call them interdimensional. There's also this aspect of these things defying physics as we know it. And then you look into texts that were removed from the Bible, like the Book of Enoch, that actually specifically address technologies, if you will, that were given to mankind or of entities not of human origin, non-human intelligence. So these are all things to consider when addressing the topic. But based on what I've seen, not speculating, based on the evidence that I've seen, there's something out there. And based on what I'm saying is it's not. I think that it's along the lines of that video that you just saw.
Have they shown you? Okay, so
I have to be careful because I could get in trouble if I divulge what I've been shown in a skiff. So what I can tell you is I'm just telling you as me not specifically addressing skiff stuff that they're real. And I'm not the only one. You just saw the Secretary of State in a documentary addressing the same thing. I know it's a mind loop, right? But like Pinellas County, where I specifically represent, there's actually a high number of these reported sightings. But it's not just there. A lot of the members on the task force or that gavel into this, first of all, it's bipartisan and bicameral. Like we've had pretty much everyone's like circulated at one point, right? Through task questions and whatnot. But members in Alaska, the member of Alaska specifically has a lot of reports of this. People that, represent these areas. When you get calls to the office, I've seen a lot of kooky stuff too that I know it's like crazy, like provably false. That's AI, CGI, whatever. But then you have the stuff that you can't explain. And then you have the attacks on the witnesses that come forward to testify, which if it wasn't real, why would you try to be discrediting someone? Why is the Department of the VA leaking people's records to the press if it's not real, right? It's like if if you're being told not to look under that rock, you might look under the rock. And so that actually happened to David Grush when he came forward to testify, is his medical records were leaked to the press.
What do you think, man?
I think your point earlier about I went into a skiff and I can't speak about what I saw, because I've signed yet more paperwork to what was released to me, kind of shoot yourself in the foot a little bit by doing that. Has she seen stuff? I mean, like, okay, look, if I wheel in a television set and I say this is real, beep, how do you know at that point it is real? Because it's on a TV, it's a video, it says Pentagon on it, it's mocked up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it could be anything, and you're just told one thing, this is what it is, and you're assuming because you're in a skiff and it's super secret, you have to keep it quiet. But the BS could start at that level, right? So, like for me, like Eric Burleson and Representative Luna here, I want to see the thing hovering off the ground like in Flight of the Navigator. I want to be in that room, So
That's a good point. That's a good point, Lady. What's the point of skiffs when you're supposed to be one for disclosure? That's why I don't go into skiffs. And that's why I'll be, Whistling Mike says, "Oh, George and Jay are going to be in the skiff." No, hell no.
I think if you go and you get hypnotized, I think they do things to you in there, and you walk out. Maybe they disintegrate you and then reconstitute you in like a robotic form, and you come back out a changed person. I am the real George. I've been in a skiff. I cannot talk about it. It's something like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That kind of thing.
You would. Oh boy, that would be.
But yeah, what do you think of reps? Is it forgive me? It's Luna, right? Luna,
yeah.
Which seems to be a bit of a coincidence.
Anything that gets us closer to disclosure, okay, is fine by me. Other than stop the trust me, bro. That gets old very quickly.
I've got so much to say, but I can't say anything because it's a bit,
Yeah, but you know what, George? But I will say one thing. Whistling Mike is correct on one thing. When you get yourself into that situation that you are on an NDA, there's a lot of things that could happen that to your family.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a final kind of, you're taken out of the frame, but it's like
different aspects of your life. Yeah.
Money, taxes, houses.
Yeah. You have to be careful, especially when you're like dealing with the government and secrecy. That's why, a good book to go over is boom.
No, you see, I don't believe that's real. I think it's just a picture. Sorry, Jack.
There goes my second life. Now I'm on 3.
Yeah, it's a mock-up of a book. I don't believe it's real.
Oh boy. So yeah, it's like what can you believe nowadays? Can you believe that this picture was taken like it was?
The way I think about it, think of the gentleman from Area 52, Mr. Christopher Ramsey. Primarily, he's a stage magician and illusionist.
Very true.
So think about the implications of trusting what you see with what's actually happening and the confusion and obfuscation that's taking place, ultimately resulting in the prestige and the trick.
Yeah.
So just because you see something doesn't necessarily mean you have to believe it 100%. And even if it's overwhelmingly pushed forwards as something that you believe, and I'm not a counter person in any way, I'm just like, this is just my own viewpoint. Is or another example would be I can't mention that because people start giggling in the side chat. All right, I will. In Wing Chun Kung Fu, you have a thing where you kind of it's called sticky hands.
Sticky hands,
and that's where you follow the movement of the other person with your hands, but you don't rely on your eyeballs. You rely on contact sensitivity.
Yeah, let's not
go there. But the point is, don't trust your eyes. Don't trust your eyes, basically.
Don't trust your eyes. Which, all right, yeah, I wouldn't trust my eyes on stuff like that. AI nowadays can do just about anything, but it's that's why you have to get yourself on the originals, the original film, the original, 30mm camera, whatever it is, millimeter.
I hope when you meet the Tedesco brothers that you'll have proper celluloid photos as well. Yeah.
That's coming up, guys. Yeah. Middle of February, near the ending weeks of February, because we're still hashing out dates and such of when they're coming in, because this weather is freaking terrible up here in Pennsylvania. So yeah, they're coming to Pennsylvania, but you don't know where. Find out. So we've got another thing to go over here. Is also I might have gotten a sneak peek at his speech.
It's possible.
It's a possible leak, possible not, but
so citizens of this earth, we are not alone. God, in His infinite wisdom. Well, I'm arguing that. How do you know it's a he?
Yeah, I'm arguing that one too.
How do you know it's a he? Has seen fit to populate his universe with other beings. Right. It's a male-run universe, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about
that. Yeah, let's not go there with a male-run universe, because okay, well, where's that flushing toilet sound?
No, it's That's part of the missing multi-million.
Oh man, but anyway, so getting back into what we were talking about, so we also have Edgar Mitchell coming out and speaking about Roswell.
Okay,
let's get that up here. Where to go? There.
Can you tell us, Dr. Mitchell, exactly what the locals of Roswell told you, if you could remember specifics?
On the mic.
Yeah.
The essence was that the Roswell event was an alien craft. That it was not of this planet.
It's as big as it's going to get right now.
Oh, okay. I just need
to. Because we have the cameras on either side of it.
Oh, okay.
That's the essence. What they really told me was their particular, each one had some particular part of it. Like a sheriff's deputy was controlling traffic, but heard from what the other people, what was going on. The family of the undertaker told about the small coffins that were created for the alien bodies. And my Air Force family friend said yes, he had heard the same thing from Major Brazel. And each one of them just told what their portion.
Oh, don't worry, Lady. We got some sound effects.
What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?
The activity was all about. So putting it all together, the sum total was, yes, it was an alien spacecraft.
After I came back from space and was lecturing around and visiting back home, some of them came to me and pulled me aside and told me their story, that they had been shut up after the Roswell incident, and they were now older. They didn't want to take their story to the grave, and they wanted it out. And they figured I was trustworthy since I was a local boy and been to the moon. It would be okay if I took their story. So I promised them I wouldn't tell their names, but I would carry their story forward. A few years ago, 10 years ago, I did take the story to the Pentagon. I did have a meeting with high-level intelligence people, the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I did tell the story with a couple of other, with another naval officer and Stephen Greer, Dr. Stephen Greer, if you've heard that name, and told my story of what I knew about the Roswell incident, and subsequently had it confirmed that it was true, and that the individual who I told this with had tried to get into it to find out personally about the information, and he was rejected, as many others have been rejected.
So, getting secondhand knowledge from someone else saying that I'm coming to you, George, this knowledge is true, but I can't verify my source because they got rejected from looking into the program. So you can't verify the tree, you know, understand?
Yeah. It's a strange one, isn't it?
That's that compartmentalization again, though. So we'll leave that there. I've got one here.
But Joe McMoneagle there.
Yeah, the CIA trained. Hold on one second. This will be the last one, I think. Here we go.
Yeah.
CIA trained Project Stargate remote viewer Joe Monahan Moneagle recounts firsthand UFO crash retrievals, and then we'll leave it at that real quick.
Yeah.
I was part of an unidentified flying object recovery team for 15 years, and spent a lot of time at a multitude of different crash sites, and it just the data that we were able to collect, let's say out of 12 different sites, 11 of them were our stuff. Okay. It was clear when you actually got there and looked at the evidence on the ground and looked at the damaged aircraft that some.
Is it frozen?
Yep, it froze itself. That's cool. So I guess that means it wants us to end there.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, he's saying there he was 15 years part of a crash retrieval program, but that 11 out of the 12 sites were ours. But then that one site that wasn't theirs. And it's funny how that won't play, Jay. Very interesting.
Yeah, it got to about halfway or part way, and then it said nope. So what we'll do now is we're just going to give you a background what we're going to be doing next in the podcast. We've got a couple things coming on, a couple things planned, a couple things that are out there as fish hooks, as we call them. So or fish hooks. We got to get a new name for that. All right, let me see here. So we've got the next one coming up will be February 14th at 11 a.m. We have
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, guess who's coming on? Your favorite person, Paul Ruiz.
Paul Ruiz, yeah, I like Paul.
Talking about exobiology and the living cosmos, rethinking life beyond Earth.
I'm looking forward to that. Like Paul, sound guy.
We have opening America's next space getaway, the Las Vegas Spaceport. That will be February 16th. And casinos. We're going to do all of it. I want to fly in space in zero G, doing my quarters in the machine as I'm upside down.
I want people dressed in silver on roller skates with bubble blower guns.
With antenna.
Yeah, antenna and helmets.
So we've got that on next, and then the last thing that I wanted to bring up, which I think I have it here, which will be a really, really fun guest that's going to be on here. Thank God he has the time to come on. Let me get this. I should have it here somewhere. Okay, here we go. We've got.
Yes.
Hold on, I've got to get that bigger. That cannot be that small. Naki, which is a
BCI, brain computer interface.
Yes, pretty much it is. And I'm going to bring up the website actually, so I can explain real quick. Naki Logic. So let me bring this up real quick. I'll show you guys what's going to be coming out, and then we'll take it from there. All right. So my buddy's name is Dave Siegel. He is part of this company that just came out from the Consumer Electronics show, and he won the Innovation Award for 2026. Now, the innovation is huge. Okay, it's no surgery, no nothing. You put in your Bluetooth headset, and you will control your environment around you, just like Neuralink.
So you got your Philips Hue light bulbs. You walk in. You think lights on, you're wearing the earbuds, lights turn on.
Is it going to add to the stage? Oh, I have to. Oh, well, I guess I had to do that first. So there's the website. Naki Logic, the most advanced control platform. We're going to have him on. Here, let me get it here. We will have Dave Siegel on. Let me show you who he is. Boom. Chief Innovation Officer for this company. He's also the founder of the company. So we're going to have him on to discuss his technologies and how they're going to better improve us as a species and as a whole, George, as a whole.
Yeah. I think I'm looking forward to asking him some tech-related questions, whether he can answer because of proprietary information, but I mean, I imagine it works on brainwaves, frequency, and AI to decode, maybe.
Yeah, and I actually have. I'm going to pull it up here. I have the thumbnail actually already done because he actually just approved it. I'm talking to him right now, actually. Trying to iron this out as we're going along. So. All right, let me get this up real quick since he just approved it.
If you're watching, Dave, hello. Looking forward to interviewing you. Learning all about this technology system.
Download. All right, so here is our thumbnail for the episode that'll be coming out on the 27th, probably, of this month.
The neural frontier between mind and machine. Dave Siegel and Naki Logic.
Yep.
Incorporated and talking about neuro interface systems and his earbuds that has won him the Innovation Award at the CES 2026 Best of Innovation.
Yes, and he actually, yeah, I'm talking to him right now. Like I said, he just confirmed with me 4 p.m. on the 27th. So you'll be seeing that come up in our podcast as far as the shows that'll be coming up next. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy what we're doing here. If you do enjoy it, memberships are open for only $1. You're going to help us shining that light into the shadows and bringing people on that have knowledge that needs to be shared out to the world, that will change everything. Collaboration, connection, love.
Cool. All right. Shall we call it a day there today?
Yeah, we can call it a day there, George. Does anybody? Bummer, all those psychics didn't have it before AI. Yeah, right. I understand that one.
I often wonder how long artificial intelligence has been around, and if it's not necessarily a human invention, if it's an alien invention as well. It could have been around for a while. Oh, thank you very much, Sukure. That's appreciated. Yeah, plenty coming up on the Galactic Family podcast. Jay is the networking wizard, I feel. An arcane language of meeting and greeting people and getting persuasion to get them to come onto the show and talk. And it's doing a show like this where we invite you, the viewer, to come on and share your thoughts. We're going to be doing more of these over the coming weeks. So keep an eye out in live chat for the link, which should hopefully be starred or pinned to the top. And it's your space to come in and talk about what you feel you want to talk about as well. So we want to actively engage our community. We also have the Discord channel. Please join our Discord channel where me and Jay are always available to have a chat, or if you've got any information you want to share with us or any ideas. Yep.
We're still actively now. Some of these that I'm pulling up on the screen real quick, we're still in the process of getting on the show. Now there's one. Let me see here.
Oh, D, you're always welcome to come and speak on Phenomena Pulse. You're always welcome, as is Whistling Mike, as is anybody who tunes in. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, anybody's willing to. Anybody's allowed to come up here and speak their mind. We've got here's the opening America's Next Space Getaway. That's our thumbnail for that episode.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on the Shaman Investigator. He had a lot of stuff happening to him recently. I'm going to give him a break, like I do always, because love is the key to all. We don't have no hate towards anyone. The Shaman Investigator will be here. Let's let him work through what he needs to work through in his family, and we'll get him back on here.
Yeah, for real.
And we'll, of course, now this is going to be a heavy hitter. It took me forever to talk to him. Tim Gallaudet. We are going to be having him on in the summer. It's still ironing out the exact day and time when he's going to be here on the podcast. However, it could be a surprise live, but we'll get to that later, George.
Yeah, no worries. I'm good to go. If I get the phone call saying now, I'm like, okay.
Get to the chopper now! All right, so we're going to end this on...
My brains are going into my feet!
And George...
This ship will self-destruct in 20 seconds. This is your last chance to push the cancellation button.